Welcome, I'm Miss Smetana, and thank you for watching Bulldog Profiles. Joining us today is our new physical education teacher and head girls volleyball coach, Aubrey Dondlinger.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us today. Why don't you start by telling everybody about where you went to college and why you were interested in going into education?
Okay. Well, I actually played collegiate volleyball at Southeast Missouri State. It's a Division I school. It's in the same conference as Eastern Illinois. I wanted to become a PE teacher, number one, because I loved athletics. I've always been very into different sports. I played water polo. I did track. I actually threw javelin in college as well. And I also had a really great mentor when I was in high school, someone who pushed me and molded me to become not only better at academics, but also pushed me, in volleyball as well. So I wanted to be able to make that same impact on a student.
That's great. Why did you choose the college that you did to go play volleyball?
Sure. So it was through a recruiting process, and basically they recruited me and gave me a full ride scholarship, and it was the closest one to home from Chicago, so I chose that one.
And after you graduated, you eventually landed at Homewood Flossmoor, correct?
I did, correct.
And how was your experience teaching PE there?
It was great. I was there for over 5 years. I taught a variety of different classes. My favorite one was individual sports, so you got to teach things like badminton and tennis. We also did a unit on bowling, so we got to go to the bowling alley for 4 weeks, which was very cool, and also got to teach golf, so got to be outside as much as possible and got to do really cool and interesting sports.
And you coached volleyball there too, correct?
I did. I was the head coach there for 3 years. Before that, I was at Marist High School for 2 years. And before that, I was at Downers Grove South as the varsity assistant. So I've been all over the place.
And so ultimately, obviously, you landed at RB. So what attracted you to RB?
So the kids here are amazing. I mean, they're so respectful, they trust you right off the bat, and my girls on my volleyball team are such hard workers and they're so driven, and their skill development has progressed so quickly. So I knew a few of the girls actually through club volleyball, so I knew that the program here was going to be great, and so I just knew this was going to be the good fit for me.
And how has teaching physical education here? Will you tell us about what you're teaching and how that's been going?
Sure. So I'm only teaching one PE class per day. We did a unit on football already, so we were outside in the 90-degree heat on the turf on the football field. So we did football. I kind of spiced it up a little bit, did some ultimate football, ultimate frisbee, and right now we're in soccer. So we're indoors in the air conditioning, which is nice. And the other 5 periods a day, I'm teaching academic support classes.
So for those people that are watching that don't know anything about academic support, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So academic support is a class that basically kids that need a little bit of guidance and to be pushed more academically are in that class. And what I do, I'm basically their source for their teachers. I help them out as much as possible and try to do grade checks weekly. We do Teaching Tuesdays where we teach them all different skills that they can use through their academics, like for example, how to organize your backpack or how to record in your planner every day. So making sure that the kids are staying on track for their academics.
And I know you talked a little bit about how volleyball is going already this year, but do you have any tournaments coming up, or what's your big match that you're looking forward to?
So we've already had 2 tournaments. We do have one coming up this weekend, and we are playing Mother McCauley, which is, has always been one of the top competitors in the state. So it'll be interesting to see kind of where we stack up against them, and we play them tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
That's great, and I'm assuming that's at another high school, correct? It's an away tournament?
Yes, it's actually at Mother McCauley.
Okay,
yes.
So that adds a whole nother dimension to playing
It
them.
sure does, yeah.
And your playoff season starts in, middle October, end of October, right?
End of October, correct.
What are your goals for your playoff season this year?
I think the goal for the team, especially coming into a program that has a lot of talent, is at least taking that regional championship and hopefully progressing from there. But I think that's our goal overall as a program.
That sounds great. And what would you say your goals are for your physical education class that you're teaching?
The biggest one is making sure they're meeting all their benchmarks for their physical fitness tests because they are recorded to the state every year. So making sure they're reaching their benchmarks and excelling physically.
And for maybe the people watching that have chosen to block the physical fitness test from their memory.
Sure.
What types of things are high school students required to perform on now?
So there are 4 tests. One is just the sit and reach test, so that works on flexibility. There is the pacer test, which I'm sure is the one that everyone would like to forget. How it works, it's 40 meters, and the kids run every time that it beeps, and after every 8 beeps, it increases in speed. So they're trying to run basically back and forth as many times as they can. There's also a muscular endurance test for sit-ups, and then muscular strength for push-ups as well.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is, yeah.
Do you have anything else exciting coming up in your PE class? What's your next unit?
Well, we have our first test.
Oh,
so
boy.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure the kids are thrilled about that. So after our soccer unit is over, we're going to take our first PE exam and kind of see where we're at for the quarter.
Great. And how has your year been going so far?
It's been amazing. Yeah, I've had a really, really great time adjusting here. Every single person, whether it's staff member or student, is super awesome, super respectful, and have kind of came in with open arms to welcome me. So.
Well, I know we have a few office aides in the main office who are either on the volleyball team or have you in class and always say wonderful things about you, and they're excited to go to your class and to interact with you. So I know that all of the students are starting to get to know you, and that always makes us feel good,
Right.
because we know that you're doing a good job, and we're excited that you're here.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome, and thank you so much for joining us on Bulldog Profile. We hope that you join in next time.